Nice. Nice.
Okay, am I normal now? Great.
Do what?
I said, am I normal?
Yeah. Well, you sound like you're in the bottom of a tube, but you sound not evil.
Okay. Okay. Is that better?
It's as if they laid a blanket on top of you and you were hollering for help through
Weird.
it.
Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. So I think this is the microphone. So if I hold it like right up to my mouth, is it better?
I think your mic quality is actually maybe just not great.
Aw.
Love and light.
Well, I guess I could rejoin on my phone. That might be the best option for this because I am on campus.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like this, I can hear you and understand you just fine. It just sounds a little bit crunchy, that's all.
Okay.
Hello, gay people.
Oh my god, hi gay people.
Who the hell are you calling gay?
You.
My bad, I meant faggots.
Right.
Better, thank you.
My lovely friends, I have something I would like to discuss with you before we start because it has been irking me for a couple sessions now. I really hate when we push the campaign back like a full hour because it affects the structure of my day and everything that goes on after drastically. We all agree to a certain time whenever we make this time. We set it aside a week in advance for us all to be here. I would like it if we could stick to that better and be a little bit better about that. And that means prioritizing different things and moving different things around in your own schedules. I don't want to call anybody out. Different people ask for different things. I'm late sometimes. I'm not like being judgmental. I just really, as long as we like whenever we lose an hour to this and then we already spend a good 15-30 minutes talking before we play anyway. And that is not allowing us to get through the story at all. Like we didn't really do anything last time we played Willow Wood. And I fear that we won't do a whole lot because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Just because also like I do schedule things around like whenever we like make sessions, and I need time in between like us doing like I need decompression time in between us doing D&D and then getting to those other things. So yeah, I would like it if we could stick to those times. I know we're all busy people, but like if we can make sure that we're not like scheduling other things that like around it, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
That's Gucci. Thanks for talking about it.
Cool. Any thoughts?
I mean, like, it's a fair point. I don't really have much to say to it. Like, I know I'm one of the problem people, so...
Yeah, I feel like we all sometimes struggle to prioritize D&D, and like you said, it's not always like one person or anything. It's different people for different reasons, but I think overall it sets kind of a bad precedent, and that's something I've definitely thought about too. So
cool. I just wanted to know that we were all kind of on a similar page about it. I don't like losing this time. I love hanging out with you guys. I love telling this story with you guys, and that is all I want more time to do. So
yeah, and I'll be honest, like whenever we like not even just like whenever we move it, but whenever we cancel these things too, like I get really sad, like not to be like in my feelings or whatever, but I get sad because like this is the only time I get to see, like this is the time where I get to see all of you no matter what. And like I really value that time with you guys considering I'm in fucking Ohio. So
is there like not to get too like into the nitty-gritty of it, but like if we know something is going to come up that might affect it, is there like a time frame ahead of the actual session that would be good to like, kind of like, you know, with a doctor's appointment where it's like, okay, you have to cancel with like a 48-hour notice or whatever, or else.
Yeah.
Like, is there
You charge $50.
right?
That would be helpful, I would say, is maybe if you don't originally have something planned for the day that we schedule D&D and you plan something after, you could drop it in the group chat and be like, hey, I might do this at so-and-so time. Will that be a conflict? Because like we're all very busy people. Like things move and change all the time. So
yeah, because even if I know like someone, yeah, even if I know that someone like has the potential to need to change the time, that's so much better than like I get up that day and then I, like Kaylee said, kind of plan my day around it, and then it's like, oh shoot, we need to push the time.
Right. Yeah. I'm just not and you guys know this about me, I hate lecturing other people about time because I'm not a timely person in general. I'm late to everything in my life. But like, whenever we do something with the intentionality of setting aside time for it, like I try to take it seriously, or I try to, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like this is something too that like I like. Sorry, something just happened. Sorry. And I also like, at least with like Arcane, I was like, just so you guys know, these sessions will usually be at least like a couple hours long. So keep that in mind when you're planning your schedule. Like,
I think that's part of the other problem, at least for me, is I never know how long these are going to go. Like, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's like 5, and I cannot do that long for like, I don't have that kind of endurance.
Setting, like, I know it's hard to predict how long like certain scenes and stuff are going to take, but if we can, when we set it, if we can schedule like
an end time
session, yeah, that would actually be really helpful too.
And do you mean like for Willow Wood specifically, or for Arcane as well?
Either or, just like generally, I think we're not always the best about like knowing how long things are going to take, and just having a time frame that's like, okay, I know from this time to this time for sure I have to reserve. Whereas, like, if we don't set an end time, it's kind of like, well, I don't know if I can even plan anything for the rest of the day.
Gotcha. Yeah, like, I can't speak for Juno, because, like, this is their campaign, but I can speak for mine. Like, all of our sessions will probably be, like, you should plan for about 3 hours.
Okay.
If people are okay with that.
Yeah, and I think that by having an end time, it takes the pressure off the people that, like, do have to go do something else to be like, hey, can we wrap it up? Because, like, I never like being the person that's like, I really can't do anymore, but like it's usually the end that's the problem for me, because it's like I need to go do XYZ.
Yeah, and I think like also like I will like obviously I can be flexible about it from time to time. Like if you guys are just having an off day and you don't want to go the full 3 hours, that's okay. Like I usually check in. But like I would say, at least for like my campaign, like the notes that I usually have for each session, like we should probably block out like a good 3 hours.
Okay.
I don't know about Willow Wood though.
Yeah.
Willow Wood, I try to shoot for an hour and a half and 2. I don't like to go over that just because that's a lot out of me. So
fair.
Yeah. I don't mind chatting afterwards, but
yeah,
I don't like to run super long sessions.
I feel like giving ourselves more of a time limit, like not that it'll take the fun out of it exactly, but I think it'll force us to be a little bit more intentional in how we're playing too, because I know we do tend
as opposed to
go
verbally shit posting for several hours,
which I enjoy, but like kind of like Kayla said, we're not moving the plot along as much as we could be.
Yeah.
I agree. And like that's also another thing I was kind of curious about, like as a group consensus, is like, what do we feel about the plot of Willow Wood? Like, do you guys feel like we're moving it along at a rate that is satisfying to you? Because I think we could be pushing it faster.
Yeah, I think in both campaigns, what I've noticed is that like we have a hard time finding the balance between the overarching story and then like the micro interactions. Like that was my maybe one complaint with like some of Arcane so far, is that like since we haven't been in a group together, it's been like, oh, this person is role-playing for like 45 minutes, and then it goes to the next person. And I know that's going to change, but it's like there's so much of that I felt could have been condensed a lot so that we could get to the actual, like, oh, we're together as a group and now we're going to do this part. And I feel like that happens in all of our campaigns, honestly. And it's like, it is fun, but maybe if we try to like time it out a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to get like too granular and be like, you have 30 minutes for this scene, whatever, but like.
Right.
Yeah,
like if we set goals of like what want
maybe
to
we should just have like
session.
some sort of mechanism for like checking in and being like, how are we feeling about this? Like, do we want to keep role playing this or should we move forward?
Yeah, like have we
building a storyboard for the scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that idea. I know I'm laughing, but that's not a bad idea. It would be wise to.
Yeah.
Because I think that also takes a lot of like I love the dynamics that we have at play individually with all of our characters, don't get me wrong, but I also think like sometimes my frustration as a player is bleeding over into Atlas as a character or vice versa in like the other campaign, like you never know. So I don't want to let that bleed happen. I would rather also be having fun like playing it, and so it might be nice to find a polite way to be like, is there a point to this? Like,
Right.
Yeah. And I will say, go ahead, Jim.
Oh, sorry. I think I need to take some responsibility for that too, at least with Willow Wood, in that like the plot is moving kind of slow. Maybe not so all on you, but it's probably on me too for not, having a lot of structure in the story. So if you guys want, I will make the effort to put more into it too. That way you can be a little bit more streamlined.
I think maybe my only like thing about Willow Wood that I would suggest is I feel like we've got a lot of different stories happening and maybe we need to kind of pick a couple to focus on. I don't know, just a thought.
Condense and work through.
I think.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Jaya.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I don't know if additional structure, but maybe, yeah, like Sam said, some streamlining, just some returning back to the central focus or whatever instead of, it's nice to plan things individually for each character, but I can also like wait my turn for those things as a character. We can focus on 2 characters for 1 episode or like, you know what I mean? Like figure out a way to help also provide that structure to you creatively, because I know that you plan in a very like flexible kind of way.
Yeah, maybe starting and ending each session with like okay, like obviously we do the recap, so like here's where we left off, here's what we plan to accomplish this session, or like the main like scene we want to do. Like for example, this week's will be, getting to DC and presumably planning to infiltrate the Golden Circle. I think that's another thing we tend to do a lot is we tend to like, I don't even know if it's really metagaming at that point, but we tend to try to plan a lot instead of just like going and
doing it.
Or if we do try to plan, or like we don't try to plan, I don't know, it's like, it's kind of both ways where it's like, if we don't plan, then we end up with ridiculous things happening, but sometimes we get to end up on planning. So maybe just like, maybe even giving ourselves like, okay, we have 10 minutes to talk through this and figure out what our plan is, and then we're playing.
Yeah. And I also think that maybe it would be helpful for us as players to kind of like check in about the action that we're having, like the action that we're thinking about doing, or like what we want to do in this moment, because you might be thinking of like, sure, like that would be viable or whatnot for your character, but in the grand scheme of things, does that actually help us at all? Why, like, you know what I mean? Like last time, whenever we went into the session where Doc was doing message, I understand Doc was the spellcaster, Doc was the one doing it, but Doc chose all of the questions without any consideration from any of us. We didn't talk through what any of those questions might be. We might have had different questions for that person. I think that we generally had the same ones. I have no real qualms with how it was role played. I had fun playing it, but that was my kind of like
how do we make sure
like,
we're...
That is the moment where I feel like we could have checked in with one another more and streamlined a plot point or streamlined something there. what I mean?
And more
Like, that's-
interaction as the characters instead of like just messaging in the chat about like, wait, we should try to find this out kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think the
that
other
makes
thing
sense.
that can be difficult is like when the whole team is not in the room together, like in part of a scene. Because I don't think I was in the room when that conversation happened, or Salad was in the room when that conversation happened, which is why I was sending stuff in the chat. But
Oh,
I
split
can,
up a lot in Willowwood.
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of divide and conquer.
Might be more helpful, like, because like we can obviously do this for art. Like I can keep this in mind for Arcane too. Just like maybe limiting the amount of like storylines or plot lines where we're all splitting up. Because like I do agree that like it took, at least for me, like those first 2 sessions, it took longer than I intended for you guys to each have your own little scene. And while I enjoyed doing that with each one of you, I will agree, like I did feel like everybody else was just sitting, and that's not always fun to you guys. So I think like splitting up sometimes is like fun, and it can be cool to like explore different dynamics when it's not the whole group. But I think generally, at least in terms of Willowwood right now, like we should stick together for the rest of the plot.
Yeah, and I think the goal of splitting up was like to cover more ground, basically. But I think also like from the perspective of us as players, does it really cover more ground in less time? Because we're still having to sit through both.
We're still having to roll
scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. I'm at least like from like my campaign that you guys will stick together for the rest of the time. Like I can't the choices you guys make in game, like those are your choices. But I don't intend to like have any more of those sessions where it's like you each get like a cutscene or something like that.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah.
So, in terms of like planning in session, like when you guys want to talk through certain things, do we want to like implement like a timer mechanic where we're like, okay, we're gonna take 5-10 minutes where we're just gonna deliberate out of character, and then once the timer's up, we get back into it.
Yeah, or even like we don't even have to set a timer. We can just be like, someone look at the time. Let's take 5 minutes, and then once that's up, like let's move forward.
Yeah, I will also say like I don't know. I feel like storytelling wise, timers are nice because it makes it more realistic. Like you guys won't have like
that's what I'm saying.
minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't think we need to spend an entire session planning and then not get to execute anything, which I think is what we're tending to fall into.
It feels honestly, I know I'm a big procrastinator, and that's kind of what it feels like we're doing. Just a little bit.
Yeah. And I think we do need to like, I think we should actually do the planning in character, because otherwise I think we do, and I think right now we do kind of get into the metagame territory too much, where it's like, okay, is this actually what our group would do or our character would do, or is it like,
are we trying to like game the system, like cheat codes, but D&D? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because that way we still get to like Annie, for example, is not very smart, and she has really out there kind of bad ideas. And I think if she got to talk through them, like if it was like, okay, here's what I'm thinking, and everyone was like, no, that's a horrible idea, then that would make a lot more sense than like us coming to the agreement of this like really perfect plan. But then it also doesn't have to be her like just doing something that everyone else then has to react to, which I know has been...
What I'm hearing is basically we need to work on our roleplay skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair.
Which is hard.
This is also something that like because we are friends, I don't feel like we have really like gotten into. Like I think like it's fun hanging out with you guys, and it's fun talking into our characters and being with you, but I think like sometimes and like I feel like we treat the D&D sessions like it's a hangout, and on some level it is. Like I did just say it's because I get to see you guys, but it's also I'm also here to play D&D.
Yeah, and I think Willow would especially...
those things.
I think Willow would, our characters are the most like insert that we've had thus far, so that makes it especially difficult because it's like more of our natural dynamic to some extent. Like we have to really like
Forcing that into a plot structure is just crazy.
Right. So I think, like, as fun as it is, we have to balance that with, like, actually.
I will say, I think something else that, like, I struggle with as a player is I'm always worried that I'm going to make a decision, like, in character or, like, do something that's, like, nobody else agrees with and it's going to piss everyone off. And I know that's just, like, my personal insecurities, but it does make it a little bit more difficult, I think, like, being concerned that I'm going to do something that's, like, upsetting and derails everything, you know?
Well, so, okay, and I want to say this because, like, I know I have a harsh delivery sometimes, but I'm asking you, like, what I want to ask is, like, even if you did do something wrong, like, do you think that something bad would happen to you? Like, do you think that we would all be mean to you?
No, it's more like I would probably feel really bad and wouldn't want to keep playing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would need a reset moment.
That's fine. I think that's natural, but, like, I want you to know that, like, no matter what you do or say, like, as your friend, I'm never going to not approach you with compassion first, even if I have a problem.
Right.
So, like, or even if I didn't like that or don't agree with whatever choice that you made, you're a different person. You have a right to do something differently than I would do, and I have a right to disagree with it, and neither of us are wrong for that at all. So, like, I just want to tell you, person, to feel more comfortable being wrong, because it helps you, like, learn how to be more confident when you're right.
And that tension, while it's really uncomfortable to sit in, it, like, provides for good story moments too. And if it ever gets to a point where we're like, that's really bad, we can always retcon.
Right.
So don't be afraid to make those big swings. We can talk about it and move through it and provide really good, like, character growth moments for your PCs.
And I think that's kind of the beauty of it being role play too, is that, like, you might do something as your character that it doesn't reflect on you. Like,
right.
I'm not going to assume that, like, you as a person believe that or would do that in that exact situation. Like,
what, killing sibling sets of 3, for example?
Yeah, like, case in point.
I was about to say something. Gaz would like to speak.
It's okay. Sorry, I'm just getting frustrated with, like, talking over Discord. I the only thing I wanted to say was, like, I wanted to, like, share that with you, Sam, because, like, there was a moment in Willow Wood where, like, Lucian and Doc had, like, a really bad, like, tension-filled moment, and I did get a little insecure in the moment because I was like, for a minute, it felt like me versus Tucker, and I didn't like that, instead of, like, Lucian versus Doc. But I feel like it did make for a good. I feel like it added an extra layer to Lucian and Doc's, like, relationship now, because I feel like they did kind of work through that and stuff like that. But I will say, like, I also was really uncomfortable doing it at first because Tucker made the first move, and I was like, "Whoa, why do you hate me right now?"
Yeah.
Which was, like, not true. It's just they're doing what Doc would do. But it did, like, for a second, it did kind of hurt my feelings, like, personally, because I was like, well, damn, bro, like...
Yeah, I have the same issue, so, like, if... Just throwing it out there, if something like that were to happen, like an argument in character, I would want to check in afterwards with whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like either I did bring that up to Tucker, or, like... Because at that point, we were living together, so I think after the session, I was like, hey, are, like, we good or something? And Tucker was like, yeah, like, what's up? And I was like, okay. Yeah, it's cool. Like, yeah, I get the same way. Like, I also feel, like, very insecure, or, like, I feel weird whenever my character wants to go and do something. Because, like, I did feel bad when, like, Lucian specifically, like, it technically let the Chaos God go. It would have been better for all of you if he would have just taken that. But, like, he's a selfish character, so I guess I have to be selfish sometimes. So...
Right, like, that's part of the storytelling, so...
Right. Or, like, he makes, I guess, selfish decisions.
Right. Flaws and tension and conflict all add layers to the story. So, like,
yeah. I look forward
we do have to navigate them as players to the best of our ability. So I think it's good to check in about them.
And I do look forward to, like, having you guys that tension and, like, maybe, you know, those situations coming up in, like, my campaign too. So as much as it might make me scratch myself a little bit, It's for the plot.
It's for the plot.
Yeah, just a TLDR. We all need to get better at role playing, and in that same sense, separate ourselves from our characters more.
I'm glad we had this conversation.
Me too. No, honestly, I was getting to the point with Cindy where I was like starting to feel bad about the decisions she was making in the same way, actually, where I was like, wow, I feel like this is reflecting poorly on me as a person because she's this like wild, impulsive character that just does things that people tend to have problems with. And I mean, obviously, I know I can be like that in real life, but I wouldn't be like not to that extent. Like
The way that it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that because Willow Wood was like one of the first campaigns that a lot of us did, we do have a strong like sense of self attached to the character. And it can be hard to separate that, especially after so many years of playing it. But also, like, we have all changed as people since the inception of this campaign. At least I have. So
change gender. Like, you know.
So like it makes sense that our characters in this space would need like a check-in or a revamp or just a reimagining of maybe a re-intentionalizing of what we all would like to do. Mr. DM, it looks like you have been wanting to say something.
Oh, sorry. I just would it be good to like revisit the safe word conversation and like actually come up with some mechanics for that? But like, hey, this scene was a little too intense for me. Like we throw in like some kind of green emoji or something, or like red emoji into the chat, or we raise a hand, or we actually have a safe word to be like, hey, I need to check in now, or hey, I can have the check in after session, or you know, let's get back on the rails. Those kinds of things where we have like specific actual words or symbols that we can use to like regroup and kind of bring things back to a certain center.
Is there a train emoji?
I was going to say, can we get a sound?
Oh, I do like the What's the town?
Say again?
Oh, I thought Kaz was going to say something.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Oh.
The stoplight.
Oh, can you hear them now?
There we go.
Stoplight system, yeah.
Like the stop.
You don't?
You can do it. It's fine. I just feel like we could get more creative.
I really like the train. I like the train.
Also, for me, what are we going to implement this session? Because I would like to start playing here soon.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can we like recap real quick, because we had a couple different conversations there, and I want to make sure everything like actionable is actually being implemented into the campaign. So I know we were talking about wanting to set like intentions prior to the campaign, or at least just like a like guideline. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe 5 minutes at the beginning, 5 minutes at the end to like to keep track of where we are and then plan what we want to do, kind of thing.
It was like a quick debrief.
And then you wanted like a limit on time, like planning, like whatnot, like is that like up to like DM discretion in the moment of how long they think we would need to plan, or do we want to set one now?
Well, they both kind of said like Arcane will be about 3 hours, Willow Wood will be about an hour and a half. So I would maybe just to be safe.
In session planning of like activities we're about to do,
like
where we don't spend the entire session as characters planning. Someone had mentioned like wanting to like, oh, we have like 10 minutes to plan this. Do we want to set a limit on that, or is it up to DM discretion?
We can set like
should be up to DM.
Oh, okay.
Honestly. At least for me, like I feel like the situation's going to change for you.
It'll vary, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Okay.
And ultimately, like just me, DM, like at the end of the day, is that's the word of the law. That's the word of the land.
Game master.
Game master, if you will. Yeah. So like I would probably leave that up to DM discretion.
Okay.
The rails, I think that's for like a symbol of like, okay, let's circle back to the point. Maybe we should pick pick out something for like checking in. So like, yeah, checking in mid-session or checking in after. That can be two different things.
Yeah, I mean, there is a check. There's two checks. There's three checks. There's a blue one, there's a green one, and then there's just a plain one. So we could do like green check is for we're good to wait till after this session, and blue check is we need to check in like right now.
Can we not use an emoji and just say like, hey, can we check in?
Yeah, that would also be
if we
fine.
need to check in moment, do that, and then afterwards, like if you got to check in, you can just like schedule that. If we want to have like an emoji for the experience,
no, that's fine. I just didn't know if we were doing that for one thing, we were just going to do it for all the things.
I see.
Yeah, I could also see that getting hard to remember like what emoji we're supposed to be using.
Yeah. I do like the idea of the train just as a like, hey, like whatever you're doing is important, but let's like.
It's like right, like yeah. Great. Cool. Yeah, I'm also glad we had this talk.
Does that cover everything I think that we said we would like to do? Sorry, I just want to make sure we don't miss anything.
Looks good to me.
I think so.
Great.
Tucker, do you want to send that to the general chat and then we can pin it?
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah. Alrighty. Are you ready to jump into Willow Wood then?
I would like to ask a
I'll ask the question actually whenever we do Arcane next.
Okay.
It's about the campaign specific, so we don't have.
Got it. Let's go.
Alrighty. Quick recap of what happened last session was you guys had finally gotten a night's rest, woke up to some incessant knocking on the door to Mothman, saying that he had found some things in Kevin's research that seemed like a way into the Golden Circle in the way of animal shipping drop-off kind of moment. And you guys got to sit with that and then spoke to some dead people, asked some questions, got some information on Richard O'Malley a little bit. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we left off. So you guys are still all in Doc's clinic, waiting on Madame Moon to arrive. Here we are. Was there any?
Okay.
I don't think any of us have anything before Madame Moon comes. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Right. Yeah.
We can start looking at the like materials Mothman brought again, but
Let's just honestly fast forward to Madame Moon coming in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Where the bitch at? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It comes to be about lunchtime. You hear some like a car that's on its last legs. Lots of motor trouble sounds outside. Some squeaking of really rusty brakes. And up pulls like this just absolute rust bucket of a car. Madame Moon pops out. Kind of stretches a little bit, like it's a little too cramped in there. And makes her way up to the clinic and walks in. You hear the little bell ring. She's like, all right, time to get down to business, isn't it?
Let's show the patients to their room.
Atlas nods very seriously and gestures towards the chair in the middle of the table.
All right. So there's been some fucked up shit happening here in Willowwood, and I hear there's more stuff that we need to take care of outside of Willowwood too.
Apparently.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna take care of the Golden Circle.
Do you want to go on a road trip?
How are you gonna kill Richard O'Malley?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
We're
that.
gonna kill Dick O'Malley.
It would be nice to.
She looks at Atlas for like the first time, kind of gives you a one up, but it's like kind of proud of it. Like, yeah, it is about damn time, isn't it?
Let's go.
I'm sorry I tied you up that one time. I thought you killed Daisy.
Thanks for the apology. Let's not do it again.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll try not to.
Good.
Try not to.
That's for real.
I forgot. Does Madam Moon, like, have we discerned if she knows anything about Chaos God? Or has she only been connected?
I feel like she hasn't been connected at all.
Yeah, I don't think we've even talked to her about that.
There's something at a book that she had.
We found the ritual and stuff in her shop. Like there was a book like describing the rituals and stuff that we needed in her shop, but she's also just like she's a mystic shop, like she's a psychic, so
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like off character.
Well, I mean, we might as well ask her while she's here.
Yeah, I think Lucian, like, I think
because she's connected to the council, and at the very least, they know something. So,
do we want to give her the full rundown on what we do know?
Was she there? I think Doc already gave the full rundown
At the meeting.
at the meeting.
That's the council meeting, right? Doc is gorgeously honest.
Doc aired that shit out so immediately.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Doc is just gonna ask it again, like, what was your plan for Richard O'Malley?
Well, I was hoping he'd leave us the fuck alone, but it seems like that didn't happen. So we were supposed to cut ties after the divorce, but
Right, because wait, did you guys get divorced over the Chaos God beef? Like,
no, he's just terrible in bed.
oh.
Well, I guess it's understandable.
Fair enough.
And she's just gonna like raise her hand for a high five.
This terrible person, bad at sex, unforgivable.
I feel like it's bad naming for him to go by Dick and be bad in bed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can't be like, I don't know, a terrible person and terrible in bed. You gotta pick like
You gotta pick one. Oh.
If you had to kill him, what would you do?
Wow.
Yeah, Daisy implied that you could take care of him.
Have you thought about this before?
Yeah, I talked to Daisy and she said you had a plan to deal with Richard.
I was like, yeah, maybe we also should mention we talked to your dead sister.
That's a thing that happened, yeah.
Damn. You guys have been real busy this last week, huh?
Shit's been crazy. We've barely slept.
We barely slept.
There's a lot to figure out.
Okay. A long time ago, we didn't have a plan, but we knew he could be dangerous. It was getting towards the end of our marriage, where things started to look really dicey. And he's a very powerful wizard. We didn't know if he should still be kicking around, but we never went through with it.
When you say we, who are the other people you're referring to?
Daisy and Kevin.
Okay.
Damn.
Kevin plotting to kill his own dad. Sorry, that's sick. That makes me
Lucien
respect
like says to
him.
himself, he's like, I should have been nicer to Kevin.
That makes me respect Kevin.
Yeah. When we first knew him, he was just like really starting to learn about his powers, learn how to use his magic, and since then he's only become more powerful. But he's not indestructible. So
Is he human?
yeah.
Okay.
Anything he is resistant to? Like his magic poses?
No, like he doesn't age and he doesn't, really get sick at all. He's pretty hardy. I think that's just his genetics or whatever, but still feels pain, still can die.
I don't know if humans can have that kind of genetics.
I was gonna say that sounds. He can't. What? Like he lives a long time. What do you?
Is he immortal?
The sickness part, that's genetics.
I see.
He's cooked up some fancy spells of his to like make sure he doesn't age. But yeah.
Atlas is so curious. She's not going to ask because like she doesn't feel like you would tell the truth, but she's so curious if Kevin has also done the same spells. Like
So true.
Because what do you mean?
Kevin
You just can live forever.
Crazy to think that Kevin might be a wizard, which is
You're a wizard, Kevin.
He kind of is, isn't he? Like that's the lore.
Yeah.
Kevin was a vampire.
He's not like a vampire.
Do you guys
No,
want
he
to ask
works
about
with the vampires.
I'm pretty sure we've asked about the Kevin lore before, but I would like to hear it again because I thought that he was like a wizard of some kind.
No wizard. He's just like half elf that, they don't. How these elves work specifically, which I don't know if you guys have actually learned it, but I'm sure Willow Wood people would know that these elves are kind of like their bodies age, but then they're kind of like reborn. So they live multiple mini lives and just can survive for millennia. So him being half elf, this kind of elf, and half human, like he just once he hit maturity, he didn't continue to age, and no one expected that. But he's not doing it himself. That's just how he is.
Okay.
so. If he was to get stabbed several times, would he die? Richard O'Malley, to be clear, I don't want to kill Kevin.
Oh, gotcha. I think Echo did stab Kevin a bunch of times, and he survived.
did.
He walked away.
But the cannibal lady did. I stabbed her a bunch of times. Like a lot of times.
So, you get the sense that like his magic, he's more focused on the aging bit, and like he feels very secure in where he's at. That he hasn't really branched down into that. So like, with his human genetics of like being very hardy, he's never really gotten sick before. So maybe that didn't cross his mind. And he's not weak by any means, but he can die.
Can we get a comparison on
Oh,
like
you
weakness? Like, is
really
he
don't
John
know.
Cena weak, or is he like stronger than that?
Like you married the man for a really long time. You don't know a single weakness of his. Like
Proverbial Achilles heel.
What are his allergies? Is he allergic to peanuts?
No, not allergies.
Lactose intolerant?
Hates the smell of cinnamon.
hates the sports. Oh.
Most pests do.
Remind me what time of year it is. Do they have those, like, would they, if we went
fall,
into the
isn't it?
store, would they have those stupid pine cone things in, like, the opening of a grocery store? Like, you know, when you walk in, you get hit with like a wall of cinnamon.
Do they got potpourri at the store?
I'm dead.
Pulling out incense sticks for this.
I mean, it won't kill him, but it might make him very, very mad.
I was just thinking it'd be like an additional distraction if we all wore like cinnamon or something.
Wait, sorry, Lucian has an idea. If he's gonna be at this headquarters or whatever, we could try and like hypothetically like crawl into the air ducts and put like cinnamon up there and then force him to go into a room where we could ambush him. Because of course he's gonna be like, well, it smells like shit in here, and everybody else is gonna be like, well, we got new air fresheners or whatever. He's like, I hate cinnamon.
Make him stomp into the boardroom just angrily.
Yeah, and then we jump in.
And he's gonna turn to Lucy and be like, that is the most brilliant idea I have ever heard.
The Vampire CDC is back.
Back and better than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have any better ideas?
Fuck it, we ball.
Well, I mean, like, Madam Moon, like, did she say, like, is this all she's gonna say? Like, is she for real? Like, she doesn't know, like, anything else that will, like, kill this man?
This man is very human. He's lived a long time, and unless we do something about it, he will continue to live a long time. But he's not untouchable. He's just living at the top of an ivory tower right now.
If you guys hated him so much, why didn't you just kill him when he was still here? I mean, I know, like, murder's a big escalation, but, like, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, he is a piece of shit. The Golden Circle hadn't become a thing yet. We didn't know what he was really capable of. We thought he would go on his way, live his own life, leave us alone. We didn't know how much hurt he was going to inflict, how much trouble he was mucking up. We had no idea that he would continue to search for the Chaos God until now. So we can't undo what's been done, but we can sure as hell make sure he doesn't do it again.
What do you know about the Chaos God?
I mean, about as much as anyone else in town. They're crazy.
Have you ever encountered her before?
Just the one time back on Ether.
When everything was, like, destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't get on our bad side. That's all I got.
Late.
Lucy looked into the camera.
Slow pan.
The collective cringe was crazy.
Doc goes, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Alice just is wincing in the corner, like full on.
Indy laughs out loud at that, like at what Doc said.
It seems like this bit of advice has come a little too late. What? It's a little...
Well,
You know, some of us learn things through foresight and some of us learn things through hindsight. And she just looks at Lucy and looks back at Madam.
For the record, I wasn't involved in the pissing off.
yeah, Sal's still cool with the Chaos God, presumably.
Wait, I haven't ever interacted with the Chaos God, have I? So, in theory, the Chaos God may not be pissed off at me.
I don't know.
Something to remember later, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He said Juno. Just so you know.
Okay, sorry.
How long after the Chaos God showed up? Oh, sorry.
No, let's keep going with this line of questioning. I was going to follow that as well. I was going to make it about the council. Like, I want to know we obviously have already went to the council. We saw that, but who is this lady?
Gotcha.
Sorry, which question's first, Sasha or Chaos God?
You want to finish Chaos God while we're like on the topic?
Mm-hmm.
On Ether, after the Chaos God showed up, how long did it take for them to like destroy Ether? Did you have a rough time frame of like we got a week before this place is
Toast.
demolished?
Ether was a very different place than Earth. A lot more gentle, I think. So not a whole lot going on there. So, and that being said, the Chaos God, it took them several decades to get pretty bored. So,
in the grand scheme of things, that's not that long.
You said
pure God.
You said Ether was like gentle, like there wasn't much chaos going on. So that means like they would have gotten bored rather quickly. Whereas here it seems they're not really facing that same problem.
Or is it the opposite of like if it's constantly chaotic, they get bored of that?
Yeah.
I don't think there's too much chaos for this guy.
And say if your whole power is built on chaos, I don't think too much of it is gonna be.
I feel like they would probably feed on Earth for much longer than they did Ether.
So I guess the question is like, is the Chaos God more powerful here than they were on Ether? Do you know? Because of like, I don't know, the stores of chaos we have here.
Yeah, and I think we did talk about a little bit of like, instead of having followers that build its power, it's just like spontaneity.
It's randomized.
Right.
Yeah, randomness. And shit goes wild on Earth. There's no rhyme or reason, so.
Number one.
If we found a way to contact Silas the Wise, do you think they would be able to deal with, like, help, like, replace the Chaos God? Do we need a god in Willow Wood to protect the place, I guess?
I don't know if any god is strong enough to contain that force. Silas was great, but I'm almost positive they're dead, so.
So we can't beat the Chaos God. So what do we do?
Can he be banished elsewhere?
Great question. I don't think
Does
it was ever
Ether
actually
still
called it.
exist?
I think it, if anything remains, it's nothing but ruins. If not just a gaping hole where something once was.
But if he's from there, can we send her, like, back there?
It's not actually from Ether. It found Ether. We don't know where he came from.
I imagine it's kind of just always been around. It seems
say,
like one of those like
nature.
elemental forces. Yeah, like it's not really so much something that like came into being as like just comes with the package of the universe.
Right.
Comes free with your Xbox.
Comes free with your fucking Xbox. Right. Yeah. Imagine so. But that's my point. It presumably can be banished back to wherever. It doesn't have to be Ether, but somewhere that's not here.
It might be. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to banish. It takes a lot to get the Chaos God to move from one place, hence the ritual.
What if we could convince the Chaos God to move to a different place? Like, oh, this one has more chaos than we do. Like, go there.
I mean, they're much more likely to do something when they want to do it.
But then are we inflicting that upon another, like, helpless universe? Is that, like, okay of us to make that decision?
I was gonna say, yeah, Lucian doesn't like the idea of putting it somewhere else. It's like, I don't know, they've been like terrible to them, so they wouldn't wish that. I don't think he'd wish that on anyone else.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just gonna say, I think when I said that, I meant more along the lines of like, is there somewhere empty we can put them, like a void or some shit?
I think that's what Doc was wondering. Is like go to ether.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, because I wouldn't feel like, even as insane as Indy is, she wouldn't feel like morally okay with the idea of like, we're going to find a different place that has more chaos because of its inhabitants and then make it their problem.
Well, yeah, no, and I mean, it tracks logically. Atlas is not inclined to care about those things, I'll be honest. If it's not her problem anymore, she doesn't care. Empathy is a very new thing for her.
Fair enough.
Is the Chaos God trapped in Willow Wood by the like magic bubble that exists around Willow Wood? Because Willow Wood's the only place where that magic exists, right?
So how it worked was that Willowwood came to Earth. They made a pact with Silas the Wise that like kept outside magic from coming in, but that pact has been broken. So
Do we know what happened to that pact?
They just assumed that,
yeah. Silas never came and like renewed the vow. It seems like they think he died.
Got you, and that's why they were bringing the Chaos Goddess to make the pact with them.
the Death population was really fucking shit up in Willowwood, and they really didn't want anything to like come and disrupt their way of life. So they got desperate. Charles made a deal with Richard O'Malley. Here you are.
Tough. Seems like everybody's using magic for fun. That's not a character thought. That's just to me. Sorry. Alice does not say that.
What did you say? Your mic like got funky.
Oh, I said these elves are kind of cushy, I'll be honest. Like, it seems like they just do a lot to keep themselves comfortable. Like, they don't seem that tough.
So basically, we not only have to get rid of the Chaos God, but we have to have some kind of allegiance. Like, we have to find someone to make an allegiance with to, in essence, maintain the standard of life in Willowwood in order to keep all other parties happy.
The council's made up of a bunch of stuck-up assholes with sticks up their ass. They're not. Change is a part of life, and they never really understood that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why my parents stopped hanging out around town, so...
I have a question for you as a DM. Would Lucian have any idea of any other gods that they could ask?
Anyone can roll a history check or religion check. Thank you.
I don't know why I was going to answer, but why not?
Okay.
You said history or religion?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, let me come back from the ether.
Oh, okay, that's surprisingly good. Hey. Hold on.
Okay.
I love whenever the chat doesn't load.
It's so swag money.
I can't open the chat because my Discord hates me.
What did you get?
What'd you get? I can write it.
Here, I got it.
I got it finally.
Oh, nice.
Wow, so many 17s. That's great. Yeah. Even with a 17 and a 16, any powerful cuties that you're able to come up with, they're just like local gods that have quite a bit of power over their domains, but like nothing matches this chaos god.
Can we sick Jesus on his ass? Does Jesus exist in this universe?
Not can we say Jesus?
Power of Christ.
Starting the Crusades in Willow Wood.
That was tough. That was a tough question.
Does the power of Christ compel him?
It would have to be like another, like, I think.
Oh, it's Lucian, like, yeah, Lucian wears like a cross necklace, I think.
Is it the way like
Jesus.
little gay bitches wear a cross necklace though, or do you actually believe in God?
Lucian's like Italian, so I feel like
Yeah, he's Italian.
Yes, I think he's just Italian, but like
Okay.
his family doesn't believe in God, and he is theoretically Lucian is like an Asmar, so he has like some sort of angelic blood. I don't know what pantheon, but yeah,
That's okay. Well, interesting.
that's something we actually have not covered. So
We don't have time to get into all of that right now.
Choo-choo train. Sorry. So yeah, I think it would have to be like another god that's like a centrical force. So like the opposite of chaos in theory would be order, but is there a god of order, so to speak? Like, you know what I mean?
and would we want to deal with a god of order?
Right. I was gonna say, and then you're inviting a whole nother problem into the scenario. So how do you?
Is like
is it
when they say Silas the Wise is dead, what like can a god die?
I mean, gods get into their own wars all the time. They have their own
Mhm.
weapons, their own magic, their own powers. They might not die in a similar sense to humans, but they can be
Mhm.
gone.
I mean, Daisy said last session, I literally was looking at it, that like they haven't everyone connected to him felt his magic shut off. So whether I just don't think that I think Lucian like says something like, I don't think he's coming back. Like I don't know if we can rely on him.
Yeah.
As in,
Would there be
like,
other reasons, like other than a god dying, to feel cut off from their magic? Like, does Madame Moon know that? Like,
Other than just choose like not to represent you, that would be it, right? It's like he has decided for whatever reason this pact is done. You no longer have access
Right.
to his magic. So either way, like I don't feel that Silas the Wise would change his mind.
yeah,
I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't know if allying with a god is the right move here because it seems like that's what got us into this situation in the first place. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution is, but I don't know if a god is the right choice. I feel like putting that kind of power over Willow Wood in the hands of, like, an entity that probably doesn't really care about us isn't smart.
Isn't wise. Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
really wise.
and
You said the
what-
dust.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kaz. I think you're going to ask the same thing I was.
Okay. Oh, okay. You said the dust like obscures anything magical, right? Is there a way to like put that shit on Willowwood?
Oh, like a disguise?
Like if that's what you're trying to, yeah, if that's what you're trying to go for.
Roll an Arcana check.
What? Okay.
Anyone can roll an Arcana check if they want.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was pretty good.
Give me that shit.
Yeah, that's a 16, baby.
Yeah, that's better than what I got. So.
I've been having the most mid rolls ever. Hello?
You lost
Goodbye,
it.
Kaylee. Come back soon.
Oh, yeah, Kaz and Kaylee, we can no longer hear you
Yeah.
because Kaylee dropped.
I assume they're fixing it, probably.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come back? Okay. I mean, we can try my mic for a little bit. Yeah. Let's use yours.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're already cutting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you like deafen yourself, it also mutes your mic on Discord.
Maybe. Oh, it might have just crashed out too.
Oh.
Whoa. Evil
Oh my
ass.
god.
Hold on. Don't worry, I got a screenshot. Oh, you got one too. Never mind.
Ready. Are we back?
Perhaps.
What?
What?
What is
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, they're
Yay!
back and better than ever.
That's crazy. What the fuck is that? There's a demon in our computer.
I'm scared. Why does it look like a cat?
Oh my god.
Ancient cat in the house?
Inside you, there are 2 wolves.
She looked unhinged in that picture.
True. This picture's incredible. I'm gonna use that for everything. That's really how it feels.
Me when I return to the gray ooze.
Already.
It looks so horrified. It's so funny. Fuck. Sorry, I know we need to play.
While we're giggling and stuff, I wanted to see, I know we have a lot more questions for Madam Moon. I just wanted to check if we want to like make our plan for DC as well.
I would prefer to start making that because, like, I do like talking to Madam Moon, but like, it does feel a little bit like we're spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of spinning our wheels on something that we can't. That's not actionable right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And we can always like come back to her.
I do think that dust, like, I do think the dusting is a good idea if that's what you guys want.
I agree. I think that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do the mechanics of that work?
So how the dust works is they like feed on like the light that comes off of magical things. So they like a lot of the times will rest in like people's eyes or just kind of out in the air, and they'll be like attracted to that magical essence and just kind of like feed off of that. And people can't see magic who aren't like magical beings. They aren't allowed to see it. So it kind of works a little bit like Mist and Percy Jack.
Oh,
Is
right.
dust like tangible?
I got an idea. Like an actual idea. What is there a way to trap the Chaos God into like something where they still have their magic but they wouldn't be able to use it? Therefore, like emanating like this crazy strong like magic signature that would make all the dust settle on Willow Wood.
So, am I understanding correctly? You're saying use the Chaos God's magic to attract the dust.
Yeah, so that it would cover Willow Wood because it's trying to cover all of the trapped magic of the Chaos God. Yeah, do a boat, basically.
Yeah.
Like literally, actually.
I was going to say, the dust was destroying your baseball bat in my suitcase, though, when it got on there.
Mm-hmm.
So would it destroy the magic of
like
Willow Wood?
dissolve some of like the
you're
ladder
saying
and stuff.
Make it eat the Chaos God? Is that what you're saying?
No, so I'm confused. If the dust is eating off of my shit, why the fuck is it living in my eyes and I'm not blind?
It's like the eyes of like non-magical people. They're usually like in the air or in like the eyes of non-magical people. That's where they like tend to like colonize. When it
Well, in
was
theory, somewhere and not
so,
eat.
for a long time with Silas's bubble, outside dust couldn't get in. So when it finally did, it became extra potent.
Oh, so the bubble was to protect Willow Wood from the dust.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it eating anything? Okay, I'm still confused. I'm sorry.
It's usually negligible when it feeds off of magical essence. But it was so, because it had like flooded into Willow Wood all at once, like the dust populations were so big and
like,
so uncontrollable that's when it
like
started.
You didn't have immunity to it, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys created
Yeah.
a problem yourself. Got it. Very cool. That's awesome. Okay.
But Lucy, I think your idea could work in a different way than you were thinking, because if it eats away at magic, then doesn't that kind of take care of both problems?
I guess the only problem then, though, is like, would that just like demagic Willow Wood also?
But if the Chaos God's magic is so potent, don't you think the dust would be more focused on?
Oh, I see. Okay, it just clicked.
Right. I'm saying trap the Chaos God and let the dust eat off the chaos, like kind of like a Prometheus situation where even if the Chaos God can generate endless magic, the dust can eat endlessly from it, and then
like almost like a parasite type situation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first good idea that Indy's ever had. Atlas is gonna look at you with just like the most amount of respect that she's ever had for another human being. Like that occurred to you.
Can I roll some kind of check on the dust, just to like see like does Doc know mechanically if that would work?
Yeah, roll me like Arcana or History.
Madam Moon is also still there, so she might know.
As you guys like start talking about dust, she does pipe kind of like, you know, when they're by themselves, they don't do a whole lot. When there's a whole bunch of them at once, shit really gets fucked. Doc, with a 16, you get like, they're kind of like bacteria in that like they're everywhere. Some are good, some are bad. Like, you can use them to infect things. How well you could trap the chaos under it, that's going to need a little bit more information digging, a bit more experimentation, I think.
Yeah,
We'll definitely come back to that. We're gonna write that one down.
Write that down.
I would request. I feel like we kind of came to a little bit of a like solution or something. I would request that we start like, if we're not going to go to DC in this session, can we at least plan so that we can go to it next session? Because I've been wanting to go to this for like ever.
For a hot minute.
Yeah, I think that would be good, so we can jump right in next time.
Yeah,
we can say this is our road trip there. Like, we can say this is the conversation we have on the way to DC.
Yeah.
In Salad's minivan.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Doc is gonna like open up their bag and just ask if we want to do the planning on a table in the library, so it's portable and we can bring it with us. Like have like all the maps and diagrams and shit on a little table so we can get into it. And
I think Salad's very excited to get back into that library.
But if we're all in the bag, then who's driving the minivan?
Never mind. Salad's actually driving the minivan.
Lucian's gonna come on his motorcycle, so
I don't believe the minivan or motorcycle will fit in the bag.
I think that would defeat the purpose.
I don't think we can drive anywhere in the bag, so...
No.
I just
Mr.
think that
DM, what are the mechanics of putting a minivan in the bag?
So if we're all going to plan together, I don't think we can be doing it on the way there if we're all going to take
Right.
separate vehicles.
Yes.
Maybe we just
Like,
drive there.
Automatically, you guys have made the road trip. You guys are like holed up in a shitty hotel. You guys all enter the bag. Are you taking like Kevin, Madam Moon, Mothman?
I
Do you have retinue? Or
definitely...
is it just you guys?
I want to, like, at least bring, like... I want to go through the river's, like, closet and find some weapons, and those will be coming with me. Like the frying
Is
pan
Kevin still
launcher.
there?
Kevin's not with you. He stayed at the bar overnight. I think Mothman's still with you, and Madam Moon's right there.
I think Kevin and Madam Moon need to come because they're going to be the ones who mark this guy. Like, that's their...
Right.
Can Mothman be our guy in the chair?
Yeah.
You're also
Yeah.
getting Ray too. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, Cousin Ray.
chair.
And then I feel like that would be...
You guys in the
That's
chair.
like a solid
Okay.
squad,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big mission. Yeah, I think we're good.
they can have a team, you know? Are they coming with us?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Lucian Pats like hits Mothman on the back a little too hard, I think. And goes, "You can always use more nerds. Why don't you come with us?"
Roll a deck save here.
Dead.
That was a
I
nat
need the
4.
seating chart of this minivan so bad.
So, with the nat 4, you pat him too hard on the back. He like stumbles forward on his feet and like hits the ground. And like the first time you hear this man cuss, he's like, "Son of a bitch!" And then he falls.
I think Salad, like,
Please don't use
gasps
language like that in
audibly.
my clinic.
Oh. So, he stands up, starts brushing himself off. Like, I
Lucian's
was planning to join anyways. Thank you for such a gracious invitation.
You giggling.
Yeah, he's just straight fucking laughing. He goes, "You're welcome," and walks away. That shit cracked him the fuck up. He has to go outside.
He's taking a smoke before we go.
Taking a smoke break. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Alice is really trying not to laugh. She's just very stone-faced, staring ahead. Because, like, she did ask him last session if he'd be the guy in the chair. So she's excited. So she's like, I don't want to laugh. I don't want to be rude.
Finally, someone who like is more responsible than you is here.
I think Doc is going to open their bag for Mothman to get into and just be like, will you just set out all your information on the table for us to review?
Yeah. He nods to you, gets into the bag with all of his papers. He does leave an extra copy in the clinic for anyone to peruse while he sets up downstairs. I think everyone has their own copy by now. But yeah. Salad, you have found multiple weapon caches, like, in your bunker. Picked up some things from, like, Aunt Maria and things like that. If you want to do another search, you can.
I think I'm content with, like, whatever weapons Salad's already got on hand and, like, is likely to pack.
Okay. And we can always remind me and we can chat, like,
Yeah,
off session to get the specific mechanics and things like that.
that sounds good.
You guys make your way to, like, a Motel 8 outside DC. Pull up for the night. You have Madam Moon, Kevin, Mothman with you. Cousin Ray rolls up in the dead of night. I'm like, it's not like a matching motorcycle, but he does have one quite similar.
What kind of
his helmet has like flames on the side. He feels really cool about it.
Oh yeah. I think Lucien comes out and he's like, "Hey man, are those new?" And they're like sick as fuck. And they're like, they look so fucking shitty.
Bubbles and peeling, like he just slapped them on right on the way here. But yeah. Yeah. Any other things? It is almost 5, almost 6.
Do we want to plan our like DC thing so next time we come in?
come in with our game plan?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's because we've only been. I like can't play for too much longer, but we have only been playing for like an hour. So
Yeah.
I could do like 30 more minutes.
Can I take a very quick pee break?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll just piss my pants. It's
Oh,
fine.
wow. So you're
It's right here, right now.
I'll be right back.
Bye.
Go piss, Zay.
Don't drown.
Actually,
This came up in my library from a year ago. Oh, hold on. All the fish
Nice.
from Juniper's nightmare.
Incredible.
Gay ass up, brother.
So true.
Man, who up?
How long did you say the drive to DC was?
it's like 45 minutes.
Okay, not long. Doc's gonna offer for Madame Moon to ride in the bag if she wants to, so she doesn't have to sit in an uncomfortable like minivan seat.
With all of us, Chucklefuck.
Like, oh, such a sweet, kind young boy. And gets in the bag. Makes yourself feel comfortable. So,
Madame Moon calls Doc a sweet, kind boy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
That man tied you up. That is a grown man who tied you up. And Lucy's gonna say that too.
Is it gross?
That is a grown man who tied you up. Because he didn't have nothing to do with that.
That's true. That was Doc and Indy specifically.
Wow. You may have tied me in a chair, but at least I don't have to sit next to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual, for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
TID.
Nice.
Right. So you have blueprints to headquarters in the warehouse that's keeping Lucy's brother. You have several men in the van. You have Madame Moon, who is psychic magic user phenomenon. You have Kevin. Who's Kevin? You know that in a couple days, a shipment will arrive at the warehouse with new trafficked animals. Are you guys wanting to do like spy shit, disguises?
Put a pigeon
Like,
in pants again?
Pigeon and fan.
I love the disguise kit. Honest.
I think Lucien, like, this was part of making the Chaos God feel better, so he wants to cause as much chaos as possible. if you guys need like a distraction or something like that, you should give that job to him.
You know who else is great at distractions?
I know we wanted to use cinnamon to try to lure Richard into a specific room. To my knowledge, most pests, like spiders, don't like the scent of cinnamon. What if we posed as
Pest Control?
CDC exterminators for pest control?
It comes full circle.
I'm so excited about that plan.
We disguise ourselves as exterminators. All of us have a little canister full of some like water and cinnamon. We go through the building and spray until we have Richard locked into like a specific room.
And if anyone asks any questions, since cinnamon is like actually like a deterrent, we could be like, no, we're legitimate pest control. Like, we're just organic.
Does it make sense to have at least one person not in disguise who can be like more of a secret? Like, would that be Madam Moon potentially?
Moon and Kevin, right? Because those are the two that Richard know.
We could set up an appointment to see him, but this is Kevin talking. It's been a while since Pop and I had a good chat.
That would be good. That way we could know which room to kind of corner him in. So
I don't even want to know what y'all's chats look like. Holy fuck.
They're not great. I will say that.
I believe it.
Alice is going to look at you and be like, hey, you want to kill your dad, right? Like, you want to be the person who does it?
I mean, it's not necessary. He's a shitty person. But it's been a hot second since I gotta punch someone in the face, and I wouldn't mind that.
Okay.
So
Alice is just double checking because, like, in the grand scheme, like, boss, dad, like, you know, like, you have higher dips.
To kill him as quickly as possible, or is it to like subdue him, get something from him, and then potentially kill him? Like, are we trying to like
do we need something from him or not?
Right. Like, are we trying to get rid of him by any means necessary, where we should just like throw every possible way to kill him at once, or do we need to be
the goal is to, like, disrupt the whole golden circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kevin and Teddy's original job was to get the animal trafficking to stop. You guys made a promise or a deal with Mothman that he would give you information on the like demon book about the Chaos God and the ritual and stuff. That you would help him dismantle the golden circle. And also, this guy's the one who wanted to bring the Chaos God into existence for whatever reason, and whatever chaos you could bring to like make amends with it. It's kind of a weird deal. Yeah.
I don't think we should kill him, but at least subdue him.
I'm thinking if anybody has answers on how to permanently get rid of the Chaos God, it's probably this guy. But I don't know if we want to put all our money on that.
But also, why would he do that? Because clearly he like worships the Chaos God.
Right.
So like what are we going to gain from keeping him alive? I'm going to be honest, he's a dangerous, shitty person. I understand you guys don't like killing people, but some people who act like not live.
But do we need to like get something, like, do we need to try to interrogate him before we kill him? Because I'm fine with killing him.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with killing this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's always helpful to interrogate him.
I don't think we
have to take with
should. I think we at least need to talk to him and get information first from him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
I think with the understanding that it might be bad information.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I definitely think it doesn't hurt to interrogate. You should always ask questions first and then kill later.
Fair enough. Magic users of the group, what spells do we have that can trap/restrain people that we need to be considering.
Well, we have a long rest prior to. You said we're going to a motel. We're staying the night, so we'll long rest.
Yeah, and you still have a couple of days to prepare. It's not the 3rd yet.
Great.
I will level next time. Could probably spells from something.
Yeah, I guess that can be more of like keep that in mind going into next time. Like, does anyone have?
Doc has a couple things that would work.
And I have some of the ones that make people friendly toward us, which may or may not work on him, but worth a try.
Well, work on getting us in, at least, like charming other people.
True. That is so true. Okay.
Yeah, I could do command, sleep, calm emotions, maybe. I have hold person, which I think is going to be the main thing we try.
I've got some minor spells that might be helpful, but probably not in anything super major, except for maybe Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
I could also see Alarm being useful.
Yeah, I've got more like incapacitating or like fuck with people mentally spells.
I could send him to Ether.
Just banish his ass.
That would be a good threat.
Go back home.
Literally.
That is a good threat.
Would he be able to come back though? Like, that's the only thing.
With the spell, banish the target. If target is native, banish until spell ends. If target is not native and spell lasts a full minute, target does not return. And he's not from...
Oh, right, because he's human. He's from here.
Right.
I guess
so would that keep him... I think I'm reading that differently, though. I think it would mean he would come back at the end of the spell since this is his home plane.
We could defer to DM's discretion.
Richard O'Malley is from Earth. He would pop back right where you banish him from.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
but I imagine Ether is not a pleasant place to be even for a few minutes.
Honestly, yeah, would he even survive that minute?
You were threatening to send him to a black hole in space. Like, even a powerful wizard isn't going to have a good time doing that. So...
See you past the event horizon, buddy.
Maybe I can use my favorite spell, Cloud of Daggers.
Not the Cube of Daggers.
I love that spell. Incredible spell.
Okay, so I feel like we've got a pretty solid ruse.
I can't offer any magic. I can only offer disguise and weapon.
Yeah, I can offer Salad's weirdness, and that's about it.
Do we think we are going to need to subdue the other people at the headquarters in order to accomplish this? Like, do we need to be knocking people out as we go?
I mean, I imagine as soon as we start causing problems, we're going to have to, like, fight off a bunch of goons.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should almost plan to, like... Oh, go ahead.
Well, so yeah, I don't know. I was going to say maybe we have a couple people go in as exterminators and a couple people sneak in a different... Like, just sneak in and try to get, like, unnoticed.
I think Salad could sneak in.
I know Atlas could.
Yeah, I was going to say Atlas definitely...
I know we don't want to split up so much.
I mean, there's times where I think it calls for the story and
yeah.
Right, and I think as long as we're not splitting up on like a really granular level, I think it gets kind of tedious when all of us are separate. But when we're split into groups, it's not really, at least for me, a problem.
Right.
Especially since it'll be a very short time frame.
Right. Like we're probably going to meet back up before the end of the session.
And if we're doing it like turn-based, we can kind of go back and forth at the same time, and it'll be less like, okay, your scene, and then our scene, and it'll be more like this is happening simultaneously. Like
that would kind of be fun.
And we can like agree to converge at a meeting point as well. So like what we can do is, sorry Tucker, I know you want to speak, but like have the people who are sneaking in meet like at that door. So that means that you guys will have already either charmed or fought everyone off, and if not, we'll take care of whatever stragglers you haven't.
Yeah,
I think Sally would probably. I'd like to go with Atlas, but Tucker, please. Whatever you're.
This is an unrelated thought.
Oh, okay.
go for it.
Yeah.
Doc is. So I'm worried as a wizard, Richard will have the capacity to negate spells that I attempt to cast on him.
Oh.
I think we should talk to the Castillos before we go and try to find a non-spell way to
potions.
Like a potion to try to like incapacitate a person that we could give him.
That's a good point. Would Madam? Well, I guess we already kind of asked if he had weaknesses, and she didn't know, so never mind. Yeah, potion is fun.
I think in like the days leading up to us leaving to Willow Wood, Doc at some point would go to the Castillos and try to ask them for. We don't have to role play it, but just ask for some kind of potion to like paralyze, incapacitate a person.
Would Doc have like medication that could do that? Like access to that?
Yeah, I can paralyze a person. I would
a
assume.
nerve blocker or something.
No. Does Doc have access to
morphine
called sarin gas?
Straight up chloroforming, bitches.
I think
Doc is violating him.
you might have access to like local anesthesia, minor pain medication, just things you would find in like a lot of vaccinations.
You're gonna get a flu shot today, bitch.
Yeah.
I think Doc would talk to Madam Moon and get Richard's last known height and weight, and then pull up a bunch of syringes of like little syringes, so everyone can have one on their person of some kind of like paralytic to use. Even if it's just like a short term, like rockneronium or something, like give that for a second and have him down for like 30 minutes.
Okay.
If Mistral DM is okay with that.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think Doc would still talk to the Castillos though, and maybe try to like modify the medication a little bit just to ensure that it works against magical creatures.
Gotcha. Yeah, they'll definitely be able to roll up with
magical needles.
Yeah.
That's sick. Okay. Loving that.
Yeah. Even some like Molotov cocktails. Like that.
Beautiful.
Okay. You go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Anything else we need to hash out details wise? I think we covered our entry. Covered, threatening, interrogating the man, doing off with him. I guess our exit.
Yeah, we should probably think about that.
And all the animals.
I was gonna say also
yeah.
Lucia needs to go get his brother.
Right.
That's what he's gonna go. So I don't know if that's just like a just him thing or like.
I don't know at this point if the group would let you go by yourself without help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what after we do the
Your brother's at the headquarters, aren't they? So you could just like
yeah.
As we're like bopping around exterminating.
Right.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
You go in and exterminate each room and see if you find your brother.
Mm-hmm.
That would, yeah.
Yeah, if you have like a picture of him, you could also show it to all of us, and then if one of us happens to like run into him, we should probably get like walkie-talkies or something.
Pagers.
Yeah, he definitely has a picture of him, but it's like at this point like 10 years old. So
I mean, but it would still be close enough that like if we saw him, we'd be like, "Hey, that guy looks like Lucian."
What's your name?
What's your name?
Just go through the whole building. What's your name?
Oh God.
There's a fire drill.
Mind you, this is like a whole like assassin
What if
and
we
like
set off the
animal
fire
trafficking
alarms?
organization.
Set off the fire alarm, but there's a real fire.
Hey,
We set something on fire.
A likely
Oh.
place for Lucian to be.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Technically,
Wait, wait,
for
wait.
Lucian
That could work as our exit plan.
That's true.
setting fire.
What if we
And
do
it does
the
actually
control thing and just keep up the ruse until we have Richard trapped, and then we set off the fire alarm, causing everyone else to evacuate and leaving only us in the building. And then we don't have to break our cover.
Oh, I like that. That's clever.
Then they might not even suspect the pest control guys.
Exactly. We could just walk out afterward.
I mean, until they find him dead, I guess, or he's disappeared, but...
A little too late at that point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And we get the hostage.
We should buy a fake like pest control decal for Salad's van that we can, like a magnet that we can stick on, and then when we leave we can just pull it off real quick so that they don't know.
Oh, yeah,
That
like
was
one of
us.
those, like, shitty little, like, hometown pest control, like, they don't even have, like,
Yeah.
a truck, it's just someone's car.
Yeah.
Little thing that they stick on top.
Yes!
Obsessed with that.
Like the Pizza Hut lights or whatever, but it's for the pest
just a
control.
road.
But it's like, yeah, it's like a
Giant
giant roach. A giant anatomical roach. Oh,
Can we come up with a stupid name for this pest control company?
Absolutely. That's our homework for the
Yeah.
next week or however long, is to try to think of a name.
Excellent.
what's your cousin's name? Is what? What's your cousin's name?
Ray?
Ray's Roaches.
Raise roaches.
Ray's Roach Extermination Company.
Ray's Roach Wranglers.
Imagining it also just being like pest control, like on the side, like no like company name. It literally just says pest control. Like
We're so good we don't even need a name. We are the pest control.
You look us up in the phone book and it just says pest control.
You know, from the government.
Yeah.
for the, we already mentioned this last session. The bedbugs. The Golden Circle CDC were here to take care of the magic bedbug outbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe we held up to that.
This is incredible.
Oh yeah, are we also going to unleash all the animals? Because I totally think we should. Also, that's like peak extra chaos.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so that's our thing. We also have to plan what to do with the animals. So
I
we
was saying,
can't.
we
We,
can-
have to be
Sorry.
cautious of the fire, I guess. No, go ahead.
We can just sick Mothman on that. That's what Mothman does for like a living.
So true.
Like Mothman, can you release all the animals while we're exterminating and burning down this building?
Does he need like a babysitter or like a bodyguard? Can he handle himself or?
Should we maybe send Kevin, since Kevin was also kind of on the animal trafficking thing? Like after we kill his dad, he can go work with the animals.
Little therapy moment for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We
sure
could send
could
Echo
make a
too. I
controlled
don't think
fire.
Echo's been assigned a like job.
Oh yeah, is Echo with us then? I can't remember if we established.
Yeah, I figure Echo would probably be sneaking in, so it would probably be like, that's a funny team. Atlas, Echo, and Salad.
I was going to say, of all of us, I would see Salad as the one who would be releasing the animals, TBH.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because Salad, you're technically a ranger, right? So you might have an like a leg up there.
Yeah. I think
You said you have Pass Without Trace. That's pretty cool.
I also have Speak with Animals.
Yeah, so that could be super, super helpful.
Yeah. I mean, you can also be kind of like a transient agent. Like after you get in there, you can focus on animal wrangling.
Yeah.
Do we think that, like, if the fire alarms and the fire procedure did go off, that the animal cages would, like, would they have a way to get the animals out of there to save them, or would they just kind of let them, whatever happens, happens?
Well, they're trafficking them, so I don't really think they're gonna like have a kind like moving forward. Like, you know, I don't think they really have insurance on this. So I think the animals would just under.
How high tech is this facility? Do we know? Like,
it's in the blueprints, so very standard security. Lots of cameras, guards.
Can I roll like an insight or like investigation or like on the blueprints to see like where would be the most likely place we could put Kevin? Is there anywhere where Lucy's brother would be held? Like, what are the like blueprints around the loading dock for like the animals coming in, so we know?
Yeah, roll investigation. Anyone can roll.
We already know where Lucian's brother's held. So I think we.
That was not 20. Okay.
You don't even need it. Doc was gonna give you advantage, but
hand on heart, don't even need. And also, investigation is something I'm proficient in.
Wait, you got a nat 22?
Yeah, I got a nat 20
Yes,
plus my
I got a
modifier
nat 20.
is. Oh, sorry, my modifier is 6, but still.
Yeah, and then my modifier is 7 for real, so that's a 27.
I was gonna say before they rolled, I was wanting to give them bless, or I was wanting to give Atlas bless at least. Am I allowed to still? But if we get you up to like a 25, 30, like.
I'm a 27. Like, you could get me to a 30, I guess. But is the?
But I don't, Mr. DM. Is that okay? Would it give us more information?
Yeah, I'll allow it this time.
Okay.
Okay. Take a bless. It's D4.
Or sorry, not bless. Guidance was the one I wanted. But
Okay, so is it a D4 for guidance?
yeah.
Okay. 29.
Boo.
29. Okay. Yeah, so not a 30, but still really good.
Yeah, not 20 plus 2 plus 7.
Damn. Atlas, you've worked for the Golden Circle for a very long time. You might not like spend a lot of time at headquarters, but you know like security protocol very well. You're able to like pencil in lines of like exactly where you need to be. You like can even figure out where Richard is most likely going to be at certain points of his day. They're very predictable. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I'm just doing that on all the maps, like scribbling out, like we can black out these cameras, we can do this, like Richard will likely be in this meeting from 2 to 4, like da-da-da-da, like, yeah.
Hell yeah, boiler.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
I'm so excited to break into something with you guys.
Yeah.
How much downtime do we have before we like actually get there?
You have like 2 more days.
Okay.
Plenty of time to like procure costumes and like.
Yeah.
No, rest.
Yeah.
Can we say that we start the next session with us actually doing this?
Yeah.
I would think that's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Cool.
Yeehaw.
During the downtime, if I send you some stuff Doc wants to research, like during those like 2 days of just like us like procuring and sitting around, can I do that, Mr. DM?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I want to acquire uniforms for us.
And we'll say like we can do like a flashback mechanic during the actual heist. Like if you guys think of something in the moment, we can like, hey, I think it would be really cool if we had done this, and then like do a brief description of like what happened in the 2 days. Right back.
Yeah.
Swag.
Seems like we're teaming up a lot, because I assumed that we'd be using the disguise kit for the heist, like the suits and stuff like that. So, yeah, we gotta find some suits. Gotta do a lot of sewing. Hope you're good at that.
Salad's definitely like. When I made salad, the vision was like the most cottagecore, like granola, fuck ass, like hick you've ever
Just
imagined in your
crunchy
life.
in the
Yeah.
whole world.
Yeah,
Like-
salad for sure. So.
Yeah, Salad definitely knows how to sew. Like, probably a wizard with a sewing machine.
Amazing.
Do we want
Doc will probably
to...
give you like a bunch of like, you know, those like bunny suits they wear in like isolation rooms and like the hospital. Doc probably has like a couple of those and they like pass it off for you to
Perfect.
yeah.
Work
Mix
your
up.
magic.
Excellent.
upscale a little bit.
Yeah.
Do we want to, well, two-part question. Do we want to talk scheduling? And do we want to, I don't want to like make us wait to do more Arcane because I really want to play more Arcane, but I also really want to do this. So do we want to try to find a time when we can schedule like not both on the same day because that's insane, but like both within a couple days so that like
Both
we
in
can
the same
finish
week.
this.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
finish
It would be nice to
and
do this
Arcane.
while we have the energy running for it.
Right.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
Is that okay with both DMs?
Sick.
Right.
Um,
Also, the rest of this month is going to be not fun for me. So I'm like, if we have to wait a bit, I want us to be able to jump back in on both as soon as possible.
Right.
how does next weekend look? I could do Friday or Saturday.
I have a thing going on at like around mid-afternoon on Saturday. There's a concert one of my friends is performing in. But I should be free around like, I would hope 6 on Saturday, but I would be fully free on Sunday.
I work Sunday night,
Okay.
so I would rather not do it then.
I don't honestly know if I'm going to be able to commit to the next like 2 weekends.
Okay.
So
Just
the
'cause all of
weekend of
my,
the
like, projects and
26th is
stuff.
what we're looking at then, possibly?
Oh, wait. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. What is today?
Today is the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably not the weekend of the 19th or the 26th, and then the first weekend in May. I do have family in town, but I could probably still make something work if it's just going to be like a couple hours that weekend.
I could do the 4th that weekend.
Okay. I think I could also do the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Mm-hmm.
I do the 4th too.
Same.
Can we do, if we are gonna do it on the 4th, can we do Arcane?
I was gonna say, I feel like we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
Sunday
can do Willow Wood like sometime later that next week, like the week of the 5th, honestly.
Yeah. What time? I would like it to be a little later in the afternoon because I work that morning, so I'll sleep until at least like 1 or 2.
How
You
about
want to do like 4 or 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5 works.
if it's on
On the
a
5th?
Sunday, could we go a tiny bit earlier, maybe like 3, 4?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. Just because I know I might have a presentation the next day, so I might need a little bit of time to, do the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would, it's for like 3 hours. So like, if you're okay with getting
Yeah.
done around like 6.
Yeah, that should be good.
And then later that weekend, like the 9th or 10th, would you guys want to do the Willow Wood
Yeah.
sesh?
Yeah, anytime after the 8th, I'm pretty much like open that week/weekend.
No, I mean, you're having your top surgery on the 13th, so you should do Willow Wood before that.
Yeah, I think before the 14th would be preferable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Um,
not gonna have you DM like right after top
No.
surgery. What the hell?
Could we do the evening of the 9th?
Works for me.
That Friday?
And then we can also yell at Juno about how excited we are and stuff.
Yeah. Do we want to do like 6, 7 as a start time and then plan to maybe go a little longer since it's going to probably be a combat session?
Is that okay with our 9 to 5ers?
Yeah, it's a Friday, so I don't have any like time constraints for having to be up early the next day, so I'm good to go. I might be tired, but I mean, I'll be excited to play combat. So
Yeah. Okay, so
I will say I'm planning all of this with the caveat that I do have a job interview next Wednesday. It's for like a part-time contract position, so I don't know whether I'll get it or not, but that might shuffle some things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
just let us know. Would it be easier to just plan for a weekend day, or?
Honestly,
I'm cool either way,
I'm not
but-
anticipating really having a job that soon. I'm just not hearing back from anyone, so.
yeah.
Yes, it's fucked right now, honestly.
the bleak market.
I'm glad you
yeah.
got an interview. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of shocked that I did. It's with like this really small ass like toy manufacturing company in like here in Kansas somewhere, but I guess they have like a small design department that does like, oh, we design the prize rooms in arcades. So that might be what I'm doing, but like whatever, it's contract work.
Oh
so
yeah, brother.
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, actually. I like
Yeah.
that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see if I get it, but yeah, fingers crossed because I
Manifesting.
need a fucking job.
Sam,
Right.
you're going to get this job.
My God.
Thank you. I feel the energy.
Okay. Just to confirm, we said the 9th, 6, 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
And
I
then
maybe
the
plan
4th.
on going 3 hours for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Just so you guys know, I ended up taking a weekend position at my job because they will pay me more money. So I'll be working every Saturday, Sunday, Monday night. So usually Friday nights will be the best time for me to do D&D starting June.
Okay.
Cool.
You're not overworking yourself, are you?
This will actually be so much, well, yes, currently am, but this will be so much better because
Okay,
it'll be
good.
like a steady night shift schedule. They're paying me a lot more money to do it. So I'll like
Oh, yeah.
every week will be the same schedule, which will
Good.
be good.
Love.
As
love.
opposed to them scheduling me like you work like one night and then you're off a night and then another 2 nights and then off 2 nights and then you
fuck
work
that
another.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Yeehaw.
This session felt really good after our conversation, I will say. Like, I feel like roleplay went well.
We did well. Everybody kept all the things in mind. We moved the plot along. It was a really nice, productive session for us.
Good work, team.
Good work.
Oh my gosh.
team.
Willing our wood.
I'm bricked
Love
thinking about it. It was good.
I'm bracing.
Yeah, to be honest, we probably needed to have this discussion a little sooner, but I was playing a game with myself of how long can I be frustrated.
That's so real.
All of us like thinking the same thing, but feeling like it was weird to bring it up.
Right.
Let's not do that. Me included.
Maybe
Right.
going forward, let's
That's
just be
right.
honest and understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this a safe space?
We got rid of those.
Sam, are you recording this?
I am. Honestly, I did start streaming before I even logged on, so we do have
Yeah.
like the full negotiation like at the beginning too. So,
And honestly, they should see it. Let the girls watch. Because that's how you
the zero
do
people
it.
that are watching are
Actually,
Unfiltered.
honestly,
Look.
good example of like communication and conflict resolution.
we did well, right? Yeah.
We should be showing that shit in the classrooms. In schools.
This is how to be
I
a
haven't-
functional friend group.
Been such a big fan of after having conversations asking like, okay, like what are the actionable things we like covered in this?
Yeah.
What
has
do we
been
do? Right.
so productive in my life.
I love a bulleted list.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Do you guys want to see my new planner? It's
Yes.
crazy.
Show it.
Hold on. I'm going to turn off the background. So
Where is it? Rachel, show it to me. Where?
Hold on.
Show me to me, Rachel.
Let me pull it back out. It's crazy. I spent more money on it than I want to think about, but I think it's going to be worth it. Okay.
Where are you at?
Oh, I'm on campus right now. I had to work and then I was like working on other stuff, so I was like, I'll just stay here and play. I'm like up in the animal area though, so there's no one else here.
Show us the rats.
Yeah, no, I just was like,
Take me
where's
to the rats.
gray background? Like,
I was a graduate student. Why are you working on Saturday?
legal.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have to work like every other weekend. It's not like my boss is
So
pretty
what 2
chill
days
about
do you
it.
take off in compensation?
I work 10 hours a week, so it is not that deep, I promise.
Okay, but what about the schoolwork and the other stuff that you're doing? Like, do you take any other days off to account for the
Right.
extra day that you have a job? That's what we're asking. Because it seems like the answer is no.
I'm gonna be real with you, Jaya. You seem exhausted and frazzled all the time, and I think we're worried about you.
We're worried, and I
Free
think
my
you-
girl.
It's been pretty bad, but it's not going to continue to be that bad. The work, honestly, is not the problem. It's the fact that my teachers are insane.
I'll kill
But-
them.
Yeah.
But you still need time away from it too. You
Yeah.
need time when you're not thinking about only school. Like
And the human
that's-
body
I'm gonna
and
I
be
will say-
largely honest. Anytime I hear any human contact from you, you're talking about school.
That's
So
fair.
I would think that maybe you could take a couple hours off at least.
Yeah,
divide.
I do tend to spend my afternoons not here, but then also like preoccupied with the things that I should be doing. So that's something I'm working on going into next semester, is like being more mindful of like when I'm working on school stuff and when I'm not. But yeah, this semester has been,
it's hard,
Especially
especially
rough.
grad school.
yeah, it's not no bueno.
Yeah.
But anyway, my freaking planner. So, okay, I'm holding it up. So, it's specifically designed to be like super flexible and also super easy to use. So
It's like
you have,
real.
yeah, you have the months on the side, and then there's little like partial pages for the weeks. You can always see the week and the month at the same time.
That's hot.
Yeah,
Love
that was like the
that.
main selling point.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
And the cover's cute. I need to get some stickers for it, but
A little
she's
polka
cutie.
dotted moment, right?
Yeah.
Roy.
Yeah.
Love it. Very
I'm-
functional.
Obsessed. And yeah, everything for the most part is blank, so you can really like change how you're using it or set it up however you want, which is big for me because I'm so very picky.
Yeah.
Understand.
But yeah.
I understand. Hey. Beetle's here.
Oh my god.
Eagle.
Mr. Juice.
Is it cat FaceTime?
I think it's
He's
cat
leaving
FaceTime.
the camera. I'm trying to make it cat FaceTime, but he does not want to participate.
Aw.
Come here.
Aw. God.
Bud looks so baffled.
Oh my god.
Really, Spud is so confused. Look at Beetle. Beetle is summoning demons.
Yeah, I don't know who that orange fucker is, but get him off my screen.
I'm reading Beetle's mind and he's chanting in Latin.
Oh,
Sybil
we're
doesn't
evil.
like cat FaceTime very much. She doesn't like being picked up,
Yeah.
so
Oh, now we're
Unfortunately, I'm not near Luna, but
He's freaking the fuck out.
I say he's kind of going ballistic in the corner right now.
Bibble.
Hey, King.
God,
Baby.
there's not a single thought behind those eyes.
not one.
Oh,
goodness.
they're full of malice. These. Why has my cat learned to shut off my PC? And not just once this session, but twice. That's so fucked up. Like,
That's awesome.
Kind of evil.
Well,
Love
you've
that.
raised a very smart, beautiful boy.
A very smart, beautiful, evil boy.
With too many powers.
That is not a cat or a boy. It's a secret third thing.
Well,
no cat boy.
Walker, though. He wire. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wire.
Girl, why are you so
Electronic.
wires? It's all computer.
Oh, look at
He's
the baby.
so like polite and well, okay, I know he's not all the time, but he's being very polite right now.
He gives off an air of politeness that I know is false, but nonetheless
yes.
is convincing.
Like you were not.
charming too.
He's an orange cat for sure.
Like, very false and very not true, but it's charming anyway that he pretends. Like, oh, yeah, like there is so much genuine hatred in his eyes, but his paws are so like,
He's so baby.
I love it.
Bring Bibble back.
Who?
He's
Sybil?
gone. He's
Oh, Sybil.
Barbie?
No, so
Oh, I thought you said Bibble.
I also
I
thought
did.
you
I
said
said
Bibble,
bring-
and I was like,
Bring Bibble
Did
back.
say Bibble. Yeah.
Sybil. Hi.
Oh yeah, nice.
Bibble.
she's kind of whoa, she was serving.
She serves. Like,
She's
Sybil's
so
a pretty
pretty.
girl.
She is
Oh.
so pretty.
She's playing with Kel now.
Do you know you got a dog in there?
Oh,
Okay,
I do not have a dog.
we're not eating Kel,
Oh.
actually.
eating Kel.
So you better show your dog. Time.
Wow. The fuck ass dog here?
We showed you ours.
Hawkeye's dog is actually on a play date with another puppy, so
Hell yeah. She's so pretty.
Bud, what you doing?
She's very demure.
Elegant.
Very
Yeah, she is.
mindful.
Wait. You know, put Molly on.
let me see if I can go find her.
Put your dad on.
No.
Get your parents in here, Juno.
Compare it with your cat? Like, my God. You never rest. You never take a
Never.
joke from that bit.
No.
You know that meeting my friends of over a decade, Tucker said, "Is your dad hot?"
Real and true.
And was he?
Well, you saw him. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I just a girl.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Hi, baby.
Sweet girl.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
She's so shiny.
She's
Wow.
okay.
Oh,
We're done.
what a baby. Thank you for your presence, Molly. Oh, they're talking.
Oh wow, that was a look.
Yeah, I was trying to get one of
know.
him biting the wires, but
I love how it looks like he's holding the camera.
No,
No,
yeah.
like he is holding the camera right now, but like I don't know. Like he grabbed both sides of the camera with his paws and he was holding it. Like
He's taking
This
selfies.
is mine now. I have a message for you. Let me out.
oh, he yawned.
Sybil
That yawn
is
was
literally
adorable.
cuddling with our weed right now.
oh,
I just that's so sweet.
she wants some.
She's
I gave
always
Spud-
asking for a hit.
Let her cook.
Oh. He said go away now. I'm tired of the camera.
No cameras, please. No paparazzi.
Right.
Okay. Be more normal. She is just like wrapped around that shit.
It just
She
curled
really
up.
is.
She's
Like,
protecting you. Like a little dragon.
To smoke the weed, you have to answer the 3 riddles. Like
no, literally.
What a baby.
It's Sybil's Ford. You know how like dragons sit on it.
Right. That's her treasure.
Oh.
She's gonna fall asleep.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait. Why is chest out? I'm sorry for insulting you, King. He does not look like he enjoyed that comment.
He literally looked away like, okay.
Oh, wow.
Right. Like he was like side eye.
Oh. He ate.
Why is she making direct eye contact?
She's communicating.
She is.
Oh, I love you too.
Shooting lasers with her eyes. Oh boy, besties, I probably need to drive home.
Godspeed, soldier. Enjoy car
Mhm.
time.
Drive safe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Yo.
I'll upload the video as per
Sounds
usual.
good.
Hell yeah.
Bye bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.